So as promised, I would show you exactly what I'm eating. And here is my dinner, which is beef ribs. And this is from TGI Fridays. And before I show you the other things, I've got a special basket. It's got all the other products I wanted to show you. And these are also the things that I eat on a daily basis. And these are my go-to stuff. But first of all, I wanted to show you my dinner. And the reason why I'm doing this, guys, just before I get into all the products and stuff, is I want to make sure that the idea that keto is not sustainable is actually ridiculous. And this is part of my show that I'm doing every Wednesday for you, is that I want to start busting some myths about keto, because I want people to finally reach their goals, okay? I want to give everybody no excuses anymore. Because we just love to hear something negative about something to just give us an excuse not to do it. So this series is all about me telling you how ridiculous the excuses that we hear are. And today is all about keto is not sustainable, okay? Anyone that's done keto properly, especially the clients that I work with, they can tell you that it is the most sustainable thing ever. I myself have been doing this for a very long time. It's exactly what I wanted to show you what I eat. The other reason also that I chose the beef ribs, and that's from TGI's, is because people are really, really scared to do keto because they're worried about what they're going to eat when they go out. It's actually not that hard, and this is just a perfect example of it. Just to show that it's also keto, I will eat because I also haven't had my dinner. The sauce on this has no sugar. This is obviously part of my job, and what I do for my clients is we continuously test the food and we consistently look at the products in the market if they change the formulation. So the sauce on this ribs, I hope you can see it properly. Just to make sure you can see it properly. Can everybody see this properly? Can you just give me a thumbs up or a message or something to tell me that you can actually see it? I've never used this properly before, so I'm hoping that I can see things. Okay, so I got a thumbs up. Yes, so you can see it, all right? So I am eating this in front of you because number one, I'm hungry and I want to have dinner. But number two, I want you to believe that this is actually keto. What you have to stay away from the beef ribs from TGI's is the barbecue sauce. But if you get the hot sauce, which is I've got now, I guarantee that if you eat that, it's not going to reduce your ketone levels and it's not going to raise your blood sugar levels, okay? Just to show you again, the people that have just come in, what I have when I eat out. So I specifically got this to make sure that you understand eating out, doing keto is really not that hard. Now, a lot of people are probably going, whoa, that's a lot of protein, because we know that keto is not a high protein diet. You're absolutely right. But everybody's different, and that's the beauty of keto. And what we do is we actually find out what protein amount your body can handle without converting that into sugar. So for me, because I also do a lot of intermittent fasting, this is not a problem for me to eat the entire thing. And believe it or not, what I also ordered is more food. And I'll show you what else I've got from TGI's. Again, just to show you how easy it is to eat out, okay? So these are chicken wings. Here we go. And the sauces, the blue cheese sauce that comes with it is also fine. And sometimes I have that with it, okay? But these are delicious. They taste beautiful. They have no carbs on them because they're not fried. People get scared of eating these out because they think it's fried. They're actually not, okay? So they've got the same sauce on them, and I'll eat it in front of you so you actually believe that this stuff is actually keto, and I am hungry. And what I will do also is after that, I'm going to show you the other things that I eat during the day. And guys, it's just all about substituting things. Keto is never about you cutting out a specific food group and, going around not eating carbs, and you think you're going to get frustrated and you're going to get angry and the keto flu and the rest of it. Believe me, everything you can have on a normal diet, you can actually replace it by something that's keto, and I'll show you that in a minute, okay? But just remember why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to show people that to say keto is not sustainable is actually really silly, because I don't know who can eat this much food on a standard diet and not put on weight. I'm guessing this whole ribs meal here is maybe 1,000 calories. Plus the chicken wings are probably some other 700-800 calories, right? That's just the one meal, and I usually eat that very, very often. And like I said in my posts, this is what I actually eat for life, and I stay lean pretty much all year round. So I never ever have to worry about cutting things out. This for me has become what I know to eat, and what I eat doesn't change my weight in any kind of way. And again, it's very easy for me to eat out, because there is actually more food available to you doing keto than you're not. And I'll talk about this a lot in my videos. If you think about going into any shopping center and sitting in a courtyard, right? You've got so much variety. You can have Chinese, right? Usually a hot beef is great. You can have all the veggies because they're fried, and that's exactly what we want. You can have Nando's. You can have grilled, the burgers from Grilled. For God's sake, I don't obviously recommend these, but worst case scenario, you can have McDonald's. Just order 2 Big Macs with no bread, just on a lettuce bun. And actually, McDonald's actually do that. They do a lettuce bun. So don't be scared to do keto because you're going to be worried about eating out, or it's not sustainable, because honestly, I don't know what else. If this is not sustainable, I don't know what could be sustainable. We don't care about calories. We don't count things. We don't worry about things. The only thing you can't have is carbohydrates, but we find ways of actually replacing them so you don't feel that you're missing out anything or deprived. And the biggest thing here is actually not being deprived. If you deprive yourself of anything while you're doing a diet, you're finished. You're just going to blow up and go and leave, because life is not about depriving, right? So I'm just going to have a look at some comment section in case there are any questions, and then I'll get back into. Yeah, so TGI chicken wings are not battered, guys. Just remember that. These are not battered. It's a spicy buffalo sauce. So I got the beef ribs. You can have the beef ribs or the pork ribs, and they're spicy buffalo. And so same with the chicken wings, they're also spicy buffalo. And remember, the sauce that comes with it, which is the blue cheese, is just delicious, absolutely beautiful. Goes perfectly with that, and it doesn't ruin you doing keto at all. Okay. All right. Let me have a bite. Sorry, it's just a bit messy. And what it comes also with veggies. And what I do to add more fat into my meal, what I do is just melt some butter and pour it straight into the veggies. I usually have broccoli, cauliflower, all the nice green veggies. All right, I'm gonna have one more of these, and we'll go into my box. I wish I got some napkins with me. All right, so I'm only going to show you a few products today. Soon we're going to have a webinar, and we'll put that on Facebook, and you can log into the webinar and join. And we're going to go through products that we use and we recommend to our clients on a very large basis. Okay. We're also working. Oh, thank you. Someone just got me some tissues, but she's just changed the camera, guys. Sorry. All right. So, yeah. So, and we're also going to do we're going to have a file for you guys to download and purchase. It has all the products in the Australian market. So, Reed and I went to actually most of the biggest supermarkets, and we found every product that is keto friendly. Now just listen, this is a warning. What companies do often is they change a formulation. So every couple of months, usually you'll find that as soon as they change the packaging. So even though that I'm telling you right now that these things are keto friendly, you have to learn how to look for change, and if they've changed any formulation or any ingredients. Because companies like to make more money, And if they find a way of cutting costs, like for example, changing frying with olive oil and to go into something like this, which might have, they might change it to palm oil or hydrogenated oils, that's actually dangerous for you, okay? So always check the ingredients, just in case the company has changed the formulation. So what I tell you today, it's not gospel, you need to check it yourself. Now the first thing is a low carb bread. And yes, it is low carb. And I've tasted it last week for the first time because I just have no interest. To be honest, I've been doing it for so long that my body now sort of, I'm not really interested in carbohydrates, I'm more interested in more of the fats. So this has, if you have a look at the per 100, that has, for 2 slices, it has 3.6 grams of carbs, so that's a big tick. You've got to just check the ingredients list to make sure that whatever's in here hasn't changed, and it is keto friendly. But this is great for me at the moment because I love peanut butter. And sometimes in the morning I don't want to wake up and have eggs, so I smudge some peanut butter in here and have that. I also tried a melted ham and cheese sandwich the other day, so I put ham and cheese, a little bit of sauce, put it into my sandwich maker. It was just delicious. So that's a really cool substitute for real bread. Like I said, it's about substituting. It's not about depriving. All right. If you're depriving yourself of something, you're not doing this properly. Now, this is also quite new in the market, which is jam. Obviously, that goes really well with that and some butter in the bread, and that is absolutely a beautiful, perfect keto meal or a snack. Low carb bread, butter on top, and jam is awesome. Okay? Not too much talking about jam, you know what it's used for. Make sure you're not putting margarine. Okay? Do not use margarine on keto. So that's 2 products. This is also something that I use as a snack. So substituting chips. I love chips. There's another version of this that's like the shapes flavor, if you like shapes. This is pork crackles. It's got very low carb, so per 100 grams, and that's what we look for. It's got less than 1 gram, right? A lot of my clients that I work with love the chips, not because of the taste, because of the crunch factor. So if you love the crunch sound that you're missing from eating chips, I guess, this is a great product you can use. You can also use this to, if you're buying some dips, avocado dip or olive dip or capsicum dip, salmon dip, any of these kind of dips, it's great because you can just dip that in there and they're nice and crunchy. So for me, that's a really cool snack for me. I also enjoy that with having a drink. So for having a low carb beer or some wine or a scotch, that's a great snack that I have at night time or wherever it is that I feel like a snack. Lastly, and do not use any other chocolate brands except for this brand. Every other brand that tells you that it's low carb or no sugar, they have a sugar replacement. It's a sugar alcohol called maltitol. Be careful of that because everything that says low carb is actually not low carb. They substitute things with bad ingredients to make you think that it's low carb, but it's not. Well Naturally is the only one that I use. Now this brand's got so much range. There's a milk chocolate, there's a coconut chocolate, there is milk, there's fruit and nut, there's dark chocolate, there's just milky, from memory, peppermint. There's also dark peppermint. There is an orange flavor. There is so much. This brand is okay to have. It's basically fat, right? And this is what keto is all about. It's just having a high-fat diet, low carb. And this is a high-fat chocolate, low carb. So don't feel bad that you're eating it because this is a typical keto thing. Remember, guys, I'm just trying to show you here that when you do keto properly, you're actually not depriving yourself of everything. And believe me, this tastes great. And this comes to my challenge. So this is a challenge that I said I was going to have for you. And I would love to hear from you next Wednesday when I do my next live, whether you've done my challenge or you've actually gone and tried these things, and I'd love to hear your feedback on it, right? So I keep getting all this sauce on my hand from the meal, sorry. Okay, all right, so this is my challenge. go grab a pen and paper, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to eat. And the challenge is simple. I want you to come back to me and tell me whether I've just told you to eat now, you feel you can do this long term. I'm not talking about long term as in years. I'm talking about long enough for you to actually lose weight. So in combination with the right chocolate, and don't forget this with cream, a coffee made with cream is fantastic. Like you couldn't get better, right? There's so much other products I wanted to show you, but anyhow. So what I want you to do, get a pen and paper and we'll go through meal by meal what I want you to do for the next 7 days until we meet again on Wednesday. And I honestly want your honest feedback, okay? I want you to tell me how you felt, whether you're hungry, whether you got more energy, whether you were tired, and that way we can go through that next Wednesday. But this is a challenge. So get a pen and paper. I want you to have 4 eggs for breakfast, accompanied with an avocado. All right? And we're not going to overdo the butters and stuff. People get scared at the beginning. But what we're going to do is just put enough butter in your pan that the food actually tastes, so the eggs actually taste nice. So they're nice and creamy, right? I say 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and you have your avocado. That's option 1. Option 2, have 2 eggs and have 100 grams of bacon. Just make sure the bacon that you get is nitrate free. All right? So 2 eggs, so that's alternative 2. 2 eggs, 100 grams of bacon, and I want you to have an avocado. Once you're done, I want you to have your coffee with cream. The cream is called pouring cream. The brand is Dairy Farmers Pure Cream. It's not thickened cream, so you can actually put it in your Nespresso machine. It's just like milk. You froth that up and you have your normal coffee. That's your breakfast. For midday before lunch, you can have another coffee with cream. I want you to have at least 100 ml. Minimum 100 ml of cream. All right? And believe me, I'm not actually exaggerating. If any of my clients are on here now and this is what they actually eat, give a thumbs up, because I'm not making this up to make you really, really full. And Rita just helped me and she got me the cream. So again, they just changed the packaging a week ago. I've never seen this one. But if you hear it, that's just like milk. All right? It's the same thickness and texture as milk, so you can put it in the espresso machine. It will never clog it up. As a matter of fact, I actually take that to my, when we were allowed out back in the day, I used to take that to the coffee shops that I used to go to, and I just tell them to use it, okay? 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whenever you have lunch, I want you to pick anything that you like. If you're out from any shops, we can have 100 grams, just make sure 100 grams is about this much weight, all right? Any kind of souvlaki, any kind of kebab. You can have a Maryland piece of chicken from Nando's, 100 grams of beef from any Chinese restaurant or takeaway. Just make sure with the Chinese meats, just get the sort of the hot beefs, all right? Don't get you will know if they have any sugar or any sweetness in them. 100 grams of chicken, 100 grams of steak, 100 grams of pork, a little bit of salad, and some veggies, okay? And another avocado, all right? So that's for your lunch. Again, midday, I want you to have another coffee with 100 ml of cream. Just 100 ml of cream, like a minimum, right? Comes to your dinner, and this is the time I really want you to indulge on the veggies. This is really important. You do have veggies. And a lot of people who do keto, they think it's a high protein diet, and what they do is they ignore everything else that's healthy, and they just concentrate on the fat or just the protein, and that's it. It's not a good idea to avoid your veggies because of the vitamins and minerals, and they have a lot of things that can actually lower your blood sugar levels, and what we want to reduce insulin levels, okay? So if we're going to have foods, for example, that contain potassium reduces your blood sugar levels. That way we're reducing your blood sugar levels, your insulin levels, allowing your body to burn more fat, right? So you'd have broccoli, cauliflower, any kind of greens, and you fry them in coconut oil. The reason why I'm telling you coconut oil is because we don't want to burn the butter. Butter is one of these things you don't want to burn while you're cooking. You don't want to cook with olive oil either, all right? So I want you to cook that in olive oil, in coconut oil, because it's got a high melting point so it doesn't burn. And again, you have about 100 grams of chicken, pork, meats, whatever it is that you like, whatever you feel like, fish, salmon, whatever, right? As long as it's 100 grams. So at the end of the day, you're roughly having about 300 grams in weight of protein, all right? And after dinner, you can have any of the following. Or you could have any of these during the day with your coffees. You could have had your pork crackles. You could have had your, as a snack, with your coffee, your low-carb breads, all right? With your jam, okay? And like I said, there is so much products out there that we've got, but you can mix and match. The idea is we don't want to be hungry, all right? Now, I want you to come back with all honesty on Wednesday, and this is your challenge, and tell me how you felt. And my challenge to you, there's no way you can eat this food and be hungry. And a successful weight loss regime is all about how sustainable it is. You want to make sure that you're realistic. And this is the biggest thing that I work with my clients about. If you're a size 18 and you want to be a size 12, you think that's going to happen in 3 months? No way. Impossible. So the only way you're going to succeed is we make sure that we build your journey on a sustainable platform. So then if you need to go down to 4 or 5 sizes, we know it's going to happen in a year, right? But we need to make sure that year, everything you do, you cannot deprive yourself. You cannot be in low calories because you can't sustain that. And you cannot be exercise on top of that. All right? I'm not saying don't exercise. I'm saying I use, particularly myself with my clients, exercise at the last part of our journey, just to clean up what the diet hasn't achieved. All right? But if you're addicted to exercise and you feel good and you're already doing it, that's not a problem. Don't cut it out. All right? Make sure that you're realistic with yourself, and you need to realize what size you are, what size you want to be, how long it's going to take you, and build your journey on something sustainable. And stop rushing. Things are not going to happen in 12 weeks. Stop the rush. You'll get your results. Having said all that, these are incredible foods. They taste unbelievable. You can't eat this kind of foods on a low-calorie diet because they're just not permitted, right? And this is, in all honesty, what I eat regularly, and I stay lean 24/7. I never ever have to say I have to diet or cut my calories. That's something I did in the past. It never worked. It was not sustainable. It was harsh. It was draining. And if you ask all my friends, I was the biggest yo-yo dieter. But for once, I found something that works, and it works all the time. I never have to get ready because I'm always ready. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'm just going to quickly go. Okay, I know that Rita's been helping me. That's why I've been sort of ignoring some of the comments, but I'm really, really sorry. I hope I haven't missed anything. Sorry guys, I'm really actually new to this, so it's hard to talk and read at the same time. Yes, Jenny, yep. You can get the chicken wings. Just all you have to do is just ask me and you can enjoy it. All right. I use that brand of crackle as crackers. Yum, yum. What's that bread? Do you want to know? So Karen, did you want to know what brand it is? Is this what you meant? I can tell you what the brand is. It's called Macro Linseed and Sunflower. All right. Really pretty much answers most of the questions. Can you also give us vegan alternatives? Okay, I will do that next week. So the vegan stuff is for next week. That cream is life-changing. Okay, sorry, the camera just moved. How much vegetables at dinner? All right, Cynthia, did Rita answer the question? So look, I love the veggies, and I don't really put, when it comes to veggies, I don't put a limit. I eat as much as I can, and I really make them a priority because it tastes good, and it's a really easy way of getting your fats in, because a lot of people struggle. How do I get the butter in? And I don't really put too much butter in my eggs. I think it's the putting coconut oil, maybe four tablespoons in your veggies. It gets absorbed very quickly. So for me, it's a wonderful way. It's an easy way of me getting my fats in. It just makes it taste even better. Thanks, man. I can't wait to. Aldi have a great low carb bread. Also, thank you for that. All right, guys, I think we might just call it a night. I hope to see you all next week, and I really do want you to try what I told you to eat today. You know, you've got some of the products here, just to show you again if you've logged in late. Pork crackles, that brand, which is well naturally, make sure you're not eating anything else. That bread brand's here. It's great to go with a ham and cheese sandwich, toasted sandwiches, with peanut butter, and there's the jam. What I also do is I actually mix peanut butter with jam on the breads. There's also a low carb wrap, all right, out there as well. If you're interested in attending a webinar where we can take you through a lot more detail than this, we're going to have one very soon, and just keep looking at our website and the Facebook page, and very soon we'll let you know when it's going to be on. But Rita and I will sit together and we'll put something for you together, and we'll make sure that it's it's going to help you with your journey. On that note, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you next time on Wednesday, 7:30 Melbourne time, and I can't wait to hear your feedback. And maybe you would have lost some weight too in the meantime. Okay? Bye-bye. See you, everybody.